The two most important factors to consider when caring for your plant and making sure that it succeeds in your home are, first, the amount of light that the plant gets, and then second, the amount of water that you're giving it and how frequently you're giving it water. This plant needs indirect light and is what we call thirsty. So let's explain what we mean when we say indirect light. When we refer to a plant as being an indirect light plant, what this means is that the plant can live pretty much in any room that's got windows and exposure to any natural sunlight, but they don't necessarily need to be on your windowsill or on a porch where they're getting that direct light for an extended portion of the day. An indirect light plant would do great on a table or on a countertop in a room with windows, but they don't need as much light as the direct light plants that would need to be sitting on an actual windowsill. A good rule of thumb to make sure that your plant's getting indirect light is that it casts a shadow at all at any portion of the day. So that's probably good enough for an indirect light plant. Now let's move on to talking about watering. So for plants that we put in the thirsty bucket, these are ones that run a very high risk of not just underwatering and not giving them enough, but also overwatering, which would potentially cause root rot. So we've come up with a pretty straightforward rule of thumb to make sure that we put you in a position to give these thirsty plants the right amount of water. You should check on these thirsty plants every 7 to 10 days. And every time that you go by and you check it, if you take your fingernail and you stick that in the top 2 inches of soil of the plant, if the top 2 inches of soil are completely dry, go ahead and add between 1 and 2 ounces of water to your plant. That should do it fine.